Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 and another part of our Newcastle United series. We're picking up now, we're already into January, we're 12 days into it. I've done some transfer business, we've played a couple of games, I went a bit further ahead than I thought we would. Before we get into anything though, I have to show you the highlights from this 3-1 defeat against Liverpool, because even now I still cannot believe what I saw in this game. Is it going to let me load? It's generating the match report. This is one of the most farcical things I've ever seen. So this is the first highlight. It came really early on. Dubravka's got the ball and he kicks it against Daniel Sturridge. That's 1-0. Daniel Sturridge gets the easiest goal of his life. Second goal. Dubravka has the ball. Kicks it against Daniel Sturridge or throws it against him. Sturridge scores. 2-0. Both goals came in that fashion. There's no way that is normal. Hayden found Yedlin for the next one. He went for goal and it was a great finish into that far right corner to pull one back for us. But then late on, as we were chasing the equaliser, 88th minute, Milner with the ball, put it in. Sturridge just ghosts in and gets the least deserved hat-trick of all time. And we did lose that game 3-1. We then had a really boring game against Aston Villa there. Yoshinori Muto did get the winning goal, but we were dreadful. That was our only shot on target. And so we've got a lot of work to do today as we take on Arsenal away. But before we get into that game though, do drop a like on the video if you're enjoying this series and those ridiculous goals that we conceded to Daniel Sturridge. And make sure to subscribe as well. More content on the way every single day. Probably more than one video a day as we go forward. So lots to look forward to. Now on to the transfer business. If we have a look at the transfer screen and our history, you can see that we have sold Paul Dummett for about 30 million, taking our total intake now to up to £45 million. But we have reinvested some of it in Danny Drinkwater. I signed him in last year's game as well from Chelsea because he's a good player. He's only 28, he's got time on his side. We'll get 2 or 3 good years out of him and he'll be fantastic. Our third really good central midfielder. So there's no doubt that he is a worthwhile investment. I'm currently in the process of signing Gabriel Barbosa as well as a striker. I think he'll do a brilliant job for us up front. He's an advanced forward or a complete forward. We use, if I can get to the tactics screen, an advanced forward. So he will be our best striker on the pitch. 22-year-old Brazilian. I'm getting him for 23 million, below his valuation as well, as long as we get the work permit, which will be decided in 3 days' time. And I think he'll make a huge difference for us up front. But first we need to see the difference that Danny Drinkwater makes. He is coming into the team now. I'm playing Kennedy on the left flank because Murphy has not scored in a little while. It is Jacob Murphy. I don't know why I was thinking Josh Murphy there. So Buildup is going to play on the right with Kennedy on the left, Muto up the top, Drinkwater, Shelvey and Hayden in midfield, Haps, Clark, Lascelles and Yedlin in defence, Dubravka in goal, and hoping he doesn't do what he did against Liverpool and we can start to actually really kick on, because we were by far the better team against Liverpool. We had like 20-something shots in that game and should have won it. The Arsenal team looking a little bit unrecognisable actually up top. They've got Willian Jose and Gustavo Scarpa up there, Aubameyang and Iwobi on the flanks, Torreira and Xhaka in central midfield with Monreal, Holding, Socrates, Bellerin and Cech in goal. It's that defence I'm looking to exploit, but as you can see, Arsenal unbeaten in their last 6 games. I'm just going to send the team out there. They've not reacted well to the comments. We have won 3 of our last 4 though. We outplayed Liverpool. We were the most unlucky team in the world to not get something out of that game. Not just the silly goals we conceded, but we had so many chances. Budaboos puts the ball in, cleared out to Hayden, comes back to Budaboos again, does play it to Hayden. He's got men over, it's come to Shelvey, pulls it back, Drinkwater there. I thought he was going to get a debut goal, Danny Drinkwater. He was not far away. The shot blocked when it surely would have gone in. Shelvey's managed to intercept here. Lascelles with a cheeky back heel there in the defensive area, which given the mistakes we've made recently is not something I would be encouraging. But Haps has got a knock, Yedlin's got a knock. They're going in for our wing backs at the moment, but we are holding our own at the moment. We haven't had any shots on target though. I'm pretty sure Drinkwater would have been on target, so I don't know why that wasn't given. But Arsenal do seem to be in charge. They've got an injury to Socrates, Lascelles has got a yellow card, and there's not a lot going on at the start of this game as we get in towards the half time mark. We haven't had a shot on target yet. Here's Haps with a throw to Muto though. Half isn't over. Muto charging through the defence, pulls it across, Holding away. We just need one of those balls to work out for us, but we need to stop Willian Jose first as he attacks, goes past one defender, goes for goal. Dubravka makes a comfortable stop down to his left, and that should get us through to the half-time whistle. And so far, it has not been ideal for us. We have failed to have a single shot on target, and Arsenal's certainly the better team at the moment. This is what happened against Aston Villa. We need to be playing better than this. I'm not sure why we aren't creating chances with the tactic we've got. I might need to load up the attacking tactic as well, because this is just not good enough. Haps and Yedlin being injured isn't great. Shelby with a free kick though, and check. Oh, he spilled it, and we had two players charging in there. If we'd reacted a little bit quicker, that might have been a goal. We're getting the nice goal line replay here. It was not far from going over, but check. It was on his line. That was never going to be a goal. Not by that means anyway, but Shelby's picked up a knock now, which isn't ideal. We can take him off though, bring Tonali into the team in a more advanced position than he's been playing recently, and he did do well in that advanced position before, so maybe he can do the same now. We're going to have to change these fullbacks because they are dead on their feet at the moment. If we move Kieran Clark to left back, it's not his great position, but we can put Manquillo in at right back because Yedlin's also on a yellow card, which I do have to be wary of. This tactic is intensive on the fullback, so you will need to change him quite a bit if you are using this tactic. Manquillo, though, with the ball, tries to bring it forward, finds buildup, holds up playing, cuts inside. Good tackle by Xhaka. Ramsey can launch the counter-attack for Arsenal. Nobody going to him, and he's just allowed to run down the right flank here. He's got players in the middle. He's going to whip this in. It's going to be a goal. Oh, it's a foul, and it's a penalty. Lascelles with it there. Lucky not to get sent off, having already got a yellow. I'm pretty sure this was going to be a goal anyway, but here's Willian Jose with the penalty, and he puts it right down the middle past Dubravka, who did save his last penalty in fairness, but we are a goal down now against Arsenal with just 20 minutes left to play. It's not an ideal situation to find ourselves in, but we've not really been good enough in this game, certainly not compared to where we were against Liverpool, where we were beaten so unfairly. But we're giving the ball away here in silly positions, and Lacazette plays it on to Scarpa. Shah does steal the ball back. Budabouz heads it down the line, but Monreal will get there. Will he have to go back to Cech? He does go back to Cech, who then plays it out wide to Bellerin. Again, we're not getting to the players here. We're just not pressing them down or pressing them quick enough. And these tackles frustrate the hell out of me. Every single slide tackle misses its target, and Welbeck makes it 2-0. 2 goals in a minute for Arsenal there. And I need to get rid of the get stuck in tactical instruction if we've got it, because it just does not work. Look at that tackle. I mean, that's ridiculous. And Welbeck with the easy finish. And it is going to be another defeat for us here in the league. 2 on the bounce after we won those 2 games. I mean, losing to Arsenal and Liverpool isn't the worst thing in the world, but just any time we seem to be getting a bit of momentum, it just seems to fall apart. And it certainly did against Aston Villa. We got the win, but we did not deserve it. I do want to have a good push at the FA Cup, because we need to win a competition with Newcastle. That's always got to be the minimum aim, given how poorly we have done in every competition we've been in since the 60s. Here's Welbeck going down the left flank. He's going to pull it back, and Lacazette. Why was Lacazette allowed to hit that ball? Why was it not cut out before it got to him? It's now 3-0. It's getting a little bit embarrassing for us. We are going to lose this game quite heavily. But to be fair, we've only had 2 shots on target. Even if we scored them both, we still would have lost today, which says a lot, really. Tonali does pick up Budabouz. Ball sent back to Lascelles. He launches it out to the left flank for Clark. And when is the ref going to blow this whistle? Put us out of misery, man. There he goes. And that's the full-time whistle. 3-0 we've lost that game. And I'm really unhappy with that, because it looked like we were doing so well with this new tactic, and then very quickly it's fallen apart. And even bringing in Danny Drinkwater, that was an embarrassing game for him in his first appearance for the club. But next up, we do have a reasonable run of games. We've got Cardiff at home, Ebbsfleet away, which will be an interesting game. Ebbsfleet down in the National League. West Ham away, and then Man City at home. So a few games still to come. We will play the Cardiff game because they're in 19th place, and it should be a win. And we do need a win in the league. If we look at the table here, we are now down to 10th place. Losing ground, Watford could go 11 points clear. We're still 10 points clear of relegation, that's not a problem, but we need to be finishing up in that top half. I want that Southampton position. We're only 2 points off it, but it's so tight, and with the likes of Everton, Spurs and Leicester around us, that's going to be tough. Well, it is now time to take on a struggling Cardiff. They're down in 19th place in the league. They've only got 11 points all season. They are definitely going to get relegated, and we need to make sure we win this game and get the guaranteed 3 points everybody else is going to get from this team. Now, going out there today, we do have Gabriel Barbosa making his debut. We've confirmed his £23 million transfer. He's worth 28.5, 16 finishing, 17 first touch. Perfect advance forward for our tactic. Hopefully he will get off to the mark very quickly against Cardiff. I'm hoping for a hat-trick, really. He's lacking match sharpness, so this is a good game to get warmed up. We've got Ebbsfleet to come as well, where we'll be able to play. Buildup and Kennedy are on the wings for this one, with Drinkwater, Shelvey and Tonali in central midfield. I'm still keeping Murphy out of the team because Buildup is our top goal scorer, and Shelvey has been the most impressive player in training, so he needs to be in there as well. I want Tonali back in the team. Drinkwater as well kind of makes my decisions for me. Haps, Clark, Lascelles and Yedlin in defence. Dubravka still our goalkeeper. But hopefully we can get the win here. This is an important match for us. We need the 3 points from it. There's nobody in their team that I would put in our team. And so we have to get the win. Unfortunately, lately we've been losing to quite big teams in the Premier League. It's not like we're losing to banana skins. And really, against Cardiff, it should be a chance for us to get our morale back in the side and hopefully get a few goals to boot. But here's Rafa on the attack, putting the ball in. Dubravka with a comfortable catch there. I'm surprised that Cardiff aren't bottom of the league. It's Brighton on just 4 points, which is sensational that they've got such a low point total. Rafa Benitez, by the way, now the Spurs manager, has taken over. Spurs, I think, just ahead of us in the league. Been really struggling, but they seem to have won a couple of games since Rafa took over. Here's a free kick. Rafa, different Rafa, puts the ball short to Iturra. Ball out to Rafa again. Just let him ghost back there. Yedlin does head it out, but Manga down to Arta, and that's just over the bar there. Harry Arta not far away from giving them a lead. Here's Shelby with a free kick though. Sends it in. Manga away. Coming to Lascelles, who's just drifting over to it, and then switches the play out to Yedlin, out at left back. He skips the tackle, still going, finds Haps. Ball given away. Does win it back though. Haps again. Takes it to the byline. Puts the ball back. Barbosa was in there. Couldn't win the header. Tonali to Shelby. Out to Yedlin. Danger still not gone for Cardiff. Ball cleared away though. Now there's danger for us as Caseru plays it back to Milicevic. Now Manga over the top. Ball pushed out wide for Rafa. Haps with a good tackle, but it's run to Caseru. Now Camarasa. Again, Caseru. Ball played through for Harry Arta, and Dubravka makes a stop, but Arta should have scored there, and we should be behind, which is a little bit embarrassing against a team with 11 points. Rafa puts the ball in, Kennedy gets it away. Arta chasing after it here. Takes it to the byline, pulls it back. Hoylett's there, but Yedlin clears it out for a corner. Rafa with a corner. Puts the ball to the back stick. Oh, a free kick awarded there. I was worried that was going to be a penalty then, but it is a free kick to us. Pretty even on the pitch. We've had most of the possession. We are at home, despite Cardiff getting so many highlights. If we can get that goal, I think it will settle the nerves. Here's Budaboos. Does just about keep the ball. Plays it over to Danny Drinkwater. Be great if he could get an assist. He's got Kennedy there. Barbosa in the middle. Kennedy loses the ball there. A couple of tackles went in on him. Barbosa wins it back though. Back to Drinkwater. Could strike it. Does. And it's gone in. And it's the two new signings that link up. Gabriel Barbosa on his debut, setting up Danny Drinkwater, who just fired it past Etheridge in goal. And we do have the lead there. After Kennedy gave the ball away, it came to Barbosa here, or won it from Iturra. Laid it off to Drinkwater. Little run. Edge of the area, excellent strike. Etheridge got a hand on it, should have saved it, but I don't mind. We're now 1-0 up, and that should settle the nerves and hopefully lead to a few more. But Yedlin getting injured is not ideal. We do have Manquillo on the bench, so not the end of the world. Shouldn't change our style of play at all. Rafa with a corner for Cardiff. Ball goes in, Tonali away. Camarasa. Out to Rafa again, who's been their danger man today. He puts the ball in. Oh, it's over the top by Caseru. Not far away there, Cardiff. Showing again that they do have a bit of a danger side to them. But they've got a lot of work to overturn this game. Rafa now carrying a knock as well. We have got stuck in on him, which is helpful. And going in at half-time, we do have a 1-0 lead. I can give the team some positive feedback for once. And hopefully they can go out there and keep it going in the second half, because we need these 3 points. Here's Tonali to Drinkwater. Remember, we got Ebbsfleet up next and then West Ham after that. If we beat Ebbsfleet, that'll be 2 in a row. Shelvey with the ball, back to Tonali. Out wide to Manquillo. He's got 3 in the box, 2 on the edge of it. Goes to Kennedy at the back stick, who's missed the target. And I'm very close to sending Kennedy back to Chelsea, because he has been very, very poor this season. Even when we have switched to his preferred formation, it's just not working. And I think I'd rather have Budaboos on the left with Murphy on the right. Clark picks up the ball though. Now Kennedy out on the left. What can he do? Charges forward. Trying to get between players. Again, he gives the ball away. He does it so often. Here's Arter. Lacks pass, and it's come for Manquillo. Down the line. Given away. Gets another attempt. Going himself this time. Deep cross towards Barbosa. Comes out to Drinkwater once more. Lays it off to Shelvey. Out to Manquillo. Another crossing attempt. Puts it into Budaboos. Saved by Etheridge. I thought Budaboos might just find that near post again, like he has so many times this season, but not on this occasion. Now Budaboos puts the ball in from the corner. Shelvey at the back stick. Can't get there. Tonali. On to Drinkwater. Back to Tonali again. Plays it out wide for Budaboos. Quick cross would have been great there, but he's still going. And the tackle goes in from Cardiff. But we're looking a little bit more dominant now. Drinkwater, definitely the best player on the pitch at the moment. Got that goal as well. Budaboos picking up a bit of a knock. Maybe we can bring Murphy on here and see if he... Oh, Murphy's not on the pitch, so it's going to be Pierson coming in on the right flank. I might need to swap those two around, actually. There we go, that's much better. And hopefully Lucas Pierson can do a job on the left. Kennedy now moved to the right-hand side with about 20 minutes left to go. It's still only 1-0 here. Another player picking up a knock for Cardiff as they chase an equaliser. They're not creating many chances. Pierson picking up a little niggle here. We are going to make another change though. Hayden can come on for John Joe Shelvey, who's just struggling for fitness. We've got a corner though, cleared away. Haps is underneath the cleared ball. Finds Tonali. Back out to Haps. Beautiful ball there. Kennedy across to Pierson, who does get the goal. It's 2-0. The 3 points in the bag. Kennedy did get the assist there. Credit where it's due. And we are now 2-0 up against Cardiff. It is going to be 3 points against a team we should be beating a lot more comfortable than 2-0. Tonali, beautiful ball that was to Haps. He found Kennedy, put across the box, and Pierson just able to tuck it home for 2-0. That was that pass from Tonali, which I think is much better than it looked. We are going to proceed with the tactical changes. Just a few minutes left to see out here. But 3 very important points and a clean sheet as well will certainly help us. Tonali back to Manquillo. 30 seconds left. Finds Hayden. Still another chance here. Manquillo could whip it in. Goes to the edge of the area to Tonali. Now Hayden to Drinkwater. Back to Tonali. Drinkwater again. Goes all the way back to Haps. Just playing for time now. Charges forward. Finds Pierson. Tackle goes in from Manga. And surely the full-time whistle about to go. There it is. A 2-0 win over Cardiff. We do bounce back to winning ways. Beating the teams we need to be beating, but we just are struggling to compete against the big teams. After 23 games, though, we are in 7th place. That's kind of where I see us finishing, because we're 6 points behind Watford now. But if we can finish above Southampton, Everton, Spurs, Leicester, that's not a bad season. I think we should be finishing above Watford, who almost always seem to have a bit of a bias in the game from my perspective. But we're not far off from 6 points behind Watford. I think we can make that gap up. So long as this tactic holds out and we do well. Yedlin here getting an injury. We'll just leave him to the physio. Pierson's out for a couple of weeks as well. But Barbosa getting an assist on his debut is not bad at all. People coming in with low ball offers for Fabian Schär. If he's going to go, it's going to be for a decent chunk of money. But we've got Ebbsfleet next, West Ham, Man City and Brighton. Wolves after that as well. So the Man City game's going to be the difficult one that will break up our flow again. But we've not been that bad lately. I think there's a lot of red on the screen, but this is where we changed our tactic. We've won 4 and lost 2 since then, which is much better than the 4 in a row that we lost, or 3 out of 4 we lost before that. And we're on a really rough patch from this point to there. That's really, really bad. But we have come back. We're winning more games than we're losing. That's the key thing. Ebbsfleet we should be beating. Get into the 5th round, the last 16. Maybe we can go on a nice run in the FA Cup. But we've got big games still to come this season. City, Chelsea, Spurs and Man United. Spurs maybe less than they were before, but there's a few games we are still going to lose. But if we can win a good bunch of the others, there's no reason we can't get Europa League football next season. Now that is going to be it for today's episode. Do drop a like on the video if you're still enjoying this series. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well if you're new around here. But until next time, see ya!